So, key signatures. Let's learn about them. So we find key signatures at the start of our music, and it's in between our clef and our time signature. And they are a cluster of either sharps or flats on the lines or spaces. And they're kind of like time signatures. And if you don't know what they are, check out the video popping up above, and that'll tell you what time signatures are. But just like a time signature tells us about the beat inside a piece of music, our key signature tells us about the notes inside a piece of music. Now, just a side note, this is just an introductory video to the idea of musical keys. If you want to go further into this stuff, I recommend you look up the idea cycle of fifths, and you look up the idea of how scales are built and intervals and how we use those inside music. But this video is just a basic overview, just the general basics. Anyway, key signatures. Let's have a look at what they tell us. In music, we have 12 notes. And when we play music, we don't actually usually use all of those notes. We usually just use a group of them. And usually we grab a group of 7 notes. And key signatures tell us which group of 7 notes we are going to play in our piece of music. So we have 12 notes in music, and we have one key signature for each of those notes. So we have 12 key signatures. So we have the key of A, and we have the key of B, and B flat, and C sharp, and D flat, and F, and G, and keys. We got them, one for every note. So yeah, 12 keys, 7 notes in each key. Now let's have a look at some examples. So in this example here, we can see we have a sharp on the top line on our treble staff. And that top line is an F, so that's an F sharp. And what that means is whenever we play an F in this piece, whether it's on that top line or in our first space, or if it was on a ledger line, whenever we see an F, it is now an F sharp. But all the other notes are whole letter notes. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. So that group of notes, we call that the key of G. So now let's put down another sharp. We'll put this one in our third space, and that's where we write our C notes. So we now have a sharp on our F line and in our C space. And just like with the F, whenever we come across a C in this piece now, that is a C sharp. We're going to assume it's a C sharp. All the C's are now C sharp, and all the F's are F sharp. When we have 2 sharps in our key signature like this, that's telling us we're in the key of D. Okay, so let's put a pin in that for now, and let's have a look at the key signatures that are flat key signatures. So the key signatures with flats in them instead of sharps.
Flat, 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 flat.
So now we have a flat symbol on our middle line, our B line. Again, just like with our sharps, this means that every B in the piece is going to be a B flat. We're going to go down one note. Doesn't matter if it's that B or above or below, all B's are B flat. And when we have one flat on our middle line, we call that key signature the key signature of F. We are in the key of F if we have one flat on our B line. And just like with sharps, we can have multiple flats in our key signature. We never have both. We'll never have a key signature with flats and sharps. It'll either be all flats or all sharps, but never a mixture. Now there's one special key signature that has no sharps and no flats. So if you see nothing at the start of a piece of music between our clef and our time signature, that means that we are in the key of C. The key of C has no sharps and no flats. Okay, so check this out. This is kind of a good way of thinking about it when you're first getting your head around it. We're going to put our C right in the middle here with no sharps and no flats. And to this side of it, we're going to put our F, our key of F with one flat, and on the other side, we're going to put our key of G with one sharp. Then we're going to go to the F side again, and next to that, we're going to put in our B flat with 2 flats. And on the other side, we're going to put in our 2 sharps with D as our key. So if we start in the middle, you can see that we have no sharps or flats in C. And then if we go to the side of that, we've got F with 1 flat, and the other side, G with 1 sharp. And then step over again, B flat, 2 flats. Step over again the other side, D with 2 sharps. And then we keep going out like that, adding 1 more each time. And they are all of our key signatures. That's them. So key signatures are found at the start of music. We find them in between our clef and our time signature, and they tell us which group of 7 notes our music is going to be in. And there's 12 of them. With me so far? Now, this isn't necessarily a rigid idea, like you can play notes outside of the key that your music is in. Like when you're reading through a piece of music and then you see a sharp or a flat or a natural, the accidental signs. That's telling you that you're playing a note outside of the key. So, you can do that, but key signatures really help you with writing music and reading music and also talking about music with other musicians. It makes it way easier to play. And it's essential if you want to learn how to read music. Yeah, but it's not a rigid idea. Anyway, if you want to look further into this, check out the cycle of fifths and also check out how scales are made through intervals. And other than that, I reckon I've ranted enough for today. I hope that made sense. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. And yeah, that's it. All right, till next time.